So this thread was sent to me by Caressa, and shout out to her. I wasn't going to do a video about it, but when I started reading through some of the comments, I said I had to. Because I want y'all to hear how ridiculous these people sound and how shook they are at just this tweet. So this is coming from a page called Breaking 911, and it says Axios interview. Senior White House advisor Cedric Richmond suggests White House will move on slavery reparations without Congress. We don't want to wait on a study. We're going to start acting now. Then it continues on. It says we have to start breaking down systemic racism and barriers that have held people. Well, don't lump me in with that people of color, and this is especially African Americans. Please don't lump us in there with that, because we already know how that works. But let's start picking apart this thread, because people was kind of, antsy about it. So this person said, conservatives really say 250 years of slavery and 150 years of Jim Crow didn't set black people back at all. This person says, why would they pay reparations to people who didn't experience slavery? You're going to see this come up a lot. Or comments that allude to something like that. To that, I would say, why are they still paying reparations to people that weren't in the Holocaust? Why are they still paying reparations to people who weren't involved in any type of disadvantage that their ancestors were in, but they're still getting paid? See, the thing is, they always have to ask that question when it comes to us. Always. This one says, these reparations should not go from my tax dollars. I am an Asian whose ancestors didn't own any slaves. Well, your tax dollars go to a lot of things that you had no problem with, but now you have a problem with your tax dollars going to that. Go figure. And the Asian community is already on our bad side as it is. Let's see. This one says life started in Africa. So that means the Africans are the true colonizers. Well, the Holocaust that occurred over in Germany, yet the U.S., the American people are still giving out those payments. It's for the Irish too, right? No, smart ass. That says this would do more to split society and divide us as much as slavery itself did. See, and we're already divided. That's the thing. We're already split. We were already split probably before slavery was a thing. They are shook. Man, listen, they are shook. I'm not going to try to go through every last comment, but I just want y'all to see how ridiculous these people sound. Except all the slaves are dead. Who's getting the money? Their descendants. Do y'all not know what the word descendants mean? See, I bet if it was them, they would never question it. I know they wouldn't. But because it's not coming for them, they have so much opposition. And all their opposition talking points are the exact same. Let's see here. What about the American Indians? They already got reparations and are still receiving. Like, what? That's why I'm not even going to try to explain. I'm just going to read this because, like I said, every comment here for the most part is ridiculous. They will literally divide this nation and cause more division. We saw that earlier. They realize that constitutionally, only the legislature has the power to allocation of taxpayer funds. The executive branch can't just start handing over money to projects without congressional approval. This one says the Constitution doesn't matter to these people. It's only us plebs that think it matters. See, you know what's so crazy? They love to throw around the Constitution and all that crap when it benefits them. But if it doesn't, then that's when they want to use the protocol. Just like when the police handle them versus how they handle us. They want to use protocol with them, but when it comes to us, they want to act like Billy and Bernice Badass. They're funny. They're hilarious. Let's continue. But you won't get funding to the Native American Indians who had all the land stolen from them. How about the Irish, Italians, Chinese who were kidnapped from China and built all the railroads that are still in use today? How about paying them too? All the people that they mentioned all got payments. They all got reparations, and some of them, and probably all of them, are still getting paid today. And it says, how about the Latinos who have been picking strawberries and fruits for way below minimum wage? If you're going to dole out reparations, fine. So do it for everyone. And don't forget the Japanese who were locked up in camps during World War II. See what I mean? I'm telling you, whenever reparations becomes a topic for us, palm-colored and their co-colonizing cohorts of other groups, for the small amount that do it, they come in droves. And this is the opposition that comes every time. That's why I'm doing this video, because y'all need to see this. So it says reparations for what? I didn't own slaves and I don't know anyone that's picked cotton. It's called descendants. I told myself I was not going to get worked up over this, but it's literally called descendants. Not current. Clearly there are no current slaves or slave owners. Well, not in the sense of how it was back then, but you know what I mean. Local Dodge salesman I don't know what that is. This is an empty gesture, more pandering to the base while they drop bombs on more brown people, keep the kids in cages they built in the first place, and hold your relief money hostage. The executive branch has no authority to do this. See, the thing is, they are scared to death. Now, for all intents and purposes, this person could be trolling who put this out there about, the reparations, and they'll dodge whatever, go beyond or dodge what Congress is doing. But the thing is, it brings out the beast every single time. For all my black people who are listening right now, if you have a white friend, if you have white friends, ask them this simple question. This is the ultimate litmus test. What is their take on reparations for black people, particularly people who are born in America who are the descendants of chattel slavery? That'll determine if your friendship will last from that point forward. Let's see, who is running things at the White House? This says, I thought BLM raised like 90 mil or some shit. Oh, wait, what does this have to do with BLM? And I'm not surprised that comment popped up. This is reparations so they don't have to loot and steal stuff instead. It's crazy. White people have been getting reparations for how long? And they still do and act like the Neanderthals that got rescued from them caves. Let's see. If this happens, I will invest heavy into Nike stocks. Finally, thank you. It's only right to do. I'm so glad. They said, in that case, I'm trans black. How much you want to bet many people going to do that? Look at what Rachel Dolezal did. It says, we are the laughing stock of the world, and I think this just proves it. Does this include the Irish and Italians? No, it does not include the Irish and the Italians. Can you read? Every race engaged in the practice of slavery to a substantial degree. Nobody wants to research it. Basically, they're saying, this is their way of saying black people own slaves too. You got to read through their code speak. They said, looks up Cedric Richmond. I'm not surprised. They says, glad I didn't buy all that ammo for nothing. So what you trying to say, Morpheus? This is not every white person was a slave owner. Go research the ones who have to pay for quote unquote repercussions. This is fine. Make a list of the African countries that sold them into slavery and petition them for your reparations. Oh, trust and believe. If there's reparations to get from the nations that, helped with this, we'll get theirs too. But for right now, we're going to get ours here first. And then we'll worry about the abroad check later. But we're going to get what we can get that's within reach. It says, I don't think that's legal, bro. I didn't realize we had a dictator president. Plots was they're going to use this to create African-American homelands and bring about voluntary segregation. This is all BS. The Mongols enslaved some of my ancestors for centuries. Where are my reparations? And this person asks them. This is a joke, right? No, they're not joking. My great-grandparents didn't immigrate to the U.S. until 1913. Am I exempt from paying? This is my parents got here in 1962. Definitely need an exemption. Let's see here. Paid to people that were never slaves by people who never owned a slave. Fun fact, a lot of slaves were sold by other black people. I was waiting for that one too. I mean, at least to be put out there like that. Okay, so what? The thing is, who benefited the most off of it? Because I don't think many black people who own slaves benefited off of chattel slavery. I gotta tell you, this is why I'm doing this, because I want y'all to see these comments. You got me effed up. I'm not paying y'all ish. Okay, you're just one person, but should the stuff come out of your taxes, then it is what it is. I have a feeling a lot of palm color will probably off themselves before they have to pay reparations, which for some people, they wouldn't care if they did it, especially because we already know what their mindset is. This is the dumbest thing. I'm black then. I would like reparations from Rome where my people were kept as slaves. Hell no. So the Native Americans will get some too there. I'm not going to respond to that. Excited to see my tax dollars go to LeBron James for something that wasn't even my fault. Why are you pointing out LeBron James? And I saw LeBron James' name pop up a couple times when I was looking elsewhere with this thread. Like Oh, white people, y'all never cease to amaze me. There will be a civil war over slavery reparations where no one is a slave and no one owned a slave. It says less than 3% of Americans own a slave at the height of slavery. It's amazing. They know all this stuff about slavery. But when it comes to the payment of reparations for the chattel slavery, then they get upset about it. But see, this is the thing. They are comfortable with how things are. They don't, this shows you right here. This shows you right here that PC does not want to see the elevation of black people. And that is anyone surprised? Because they're afraid to compete with us. That's all it is. Why else would you keep a group down, submerged as far as you can for so long? Why is the racial wealth gap that expanded? And whenever black people try to do something and try to get over, not in that kind of way, but to elevate themselves, you knock it down. Why is that? It says JFC steal my money and give it to some idiot who doesn't want to work. See, that's an insult, basically trying to say that we're lazy. Where are they going to get the money? The White House has no legal control over taxpayer money. If they pursue this, they better plan on losing the House. Black people going to get reparations before people get their stimulus checks. Hey, it's funny because, they try to talk about the stimulus check. These are the same people that want a stimulus check so bad, but then have so much opposition to reparations. Imagine that. Let's see here. Man, there's going to be so many new record labels coming out. It's fitting to be lit. Oh, and buy stock in Nike. That's what's up. It's always been about separating people from private control of their resources. So the thing is they keep mentioning is black people own slaves. It's going to divide America. It's racism. I didn't own slaves. You weren't a slave. It's the same talking point over and over again, but they remix it. Will these people need an ID to be paid? Remember, they can't afford one. What about the Irish? That's another one. Will they get the money asking for a friend? 90 mil from BLM should be inspiring to what can happen if it goes back to the people. Okay, I'm done reading. I don't need to read anymore. Y'all pretty much get the gist of what I just read. It's just amazing to me that, that this is the level of stupidity and ignorance in this nation. But then when you look at the education system and how lacking it is and how lacking it's been for so long, this is how you get these type of responses. But they're threatened by the fact of reparations even becoming a thing. They say, oh, I won't pay into this, but they'll pay into anything else. They'll pay into anything that doesn't even really that wouldn't even benefit them. Now, here's the thing. What if the reparations could actually save the economy? They never thought about that. But they would rather see that economy fall than to see us elevate financially, politically, and in every other space where we have been stuck and submerged for centuries. Because this is the position that they've carved out for us, and we're not supposed to leave that spot. This is the box that we've been put in. This is the lane we're driving in. How dare you swerve over to our lane? Is probably what they're thinking. And as a matter of fact, I know it's what they're thinking. Notice they kept mentioning the Irish and everyone else. Mind you, none of them fit into any of those groups that they are asking about. None of them. But yeah, they're funny. I gotta admit, they're hilarious. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video on that note. I know y'all probably got a kick out of this. I can't wait to see what y'all gotta say in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can be notified every time I upload a new video.